Yeah, let's get into the first exciting news of the day. This one was a little bit coming, a while coming. Very, very
really
exciting.
popular,
Can't actually believe exactly that it happened. But 2024 majors in general have been announced, but the big one to us, the 2024 World Championship, will be hosted 10 minutes away from our front doorstep in Lynchburg, Virginia. Technically in Forest, Virginia and Bedford County, but apparently the PDGA likes to be focused on a city, so Lynchburg City.
Makes sense.
Hometown of 2024 World Championship.
Crazy.
Unbelievable.
Pretty crazy. I like the idea that people are going to search for New London and see how we have muddied all of YouTube with us hitting trees and throwing just the worst shots of all time on that course. Like, that's just all over the internet. That is just, it brings me a lot of joy to know that. People are like, let's check out this course for Worlds, and it's going to be Hunter throwing a tomahawk with like a tilt. Like, it's just the best. It's the best.
So obviously they're going to be using New London, a course that if you're a fan of the channel, if you watch our channel at all, you've seen us play. Also the feature course of the Battle for Bedford for the last several years. And then there's a new course going in at Ivy Hill Golf Club.
I'm really excited about that. And I hope they can keep it permanent.
Yeah, from what I understand, that is the goal of it, is for it to be a permanent course. But it's being designed specifically for Worlds. It's going to be a little bit of a beast of a course from what I get. But the property lays out great for a golf course. Central Virginia, Lynchburg's known for being the hill city. A lot of places probably are called the Hill City, but you'll see it on this golf course. A lot of elevation changes, a lot of woods that can be brought in.
Yeah.
It's not, I have no concern about it being your typical throw down the fairway, boring golf course.
When you think golf course, Ivy Hills is not typical. I've played it before, and there is so much elevation change on that course, like valleys all over the place. Like, a very common hole there is be teeing off up high and the fairway go into a valley and then back up, like elevated, perched up greens. There's water on the course. Like, there's so much variety in the topography of the course, if you will, that they will have no issue making an incredibly entertaining disc golf course. And I'm going to be fascinated to see what they do with the property, because I've only played golf there like once. Hunter knows a little better than I do, but it'll be pretty cool. And in fact, if you want to see that course, we play the front nine of the property, but at least get an eye on the property. In my first foundation video I was ever in was me and Hunter playing Paul and his brother in a video where we played 9 holes of golf and 9 holes of disc golf. It's on our YouTube channel. First video I was ever in before it was announced I was even a part of foundation, and that is at Ivy Hills. So there you go.
Fun fact for you there.
There's fun fact.
I was pulling up the press release at Ledgestone release. So another thing that I guess we should bring up is Nate Heinold and the Ledgestone team are going to be coming in town to run this event. This is, I believe, Nate's 7th major, 2nd world championship that he's going to run. Best, by far, in my opinion, the best person to be coming in town to do so. Experience-wise, just knowledge-wise. Obviously, he's also the president of the board of directors of the PDGA, but very experienced tournament director, him and his staff. I am very excited. I honestly think this has potential, not just because it's in our front yard, but to be one of the best world championships of all time. I think the courses are going to very well complement each other.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be any signal issues. The only concern is New London with spectators.
Yeah.
There's a lot of places spectators can be. Parking's not going to be an issue there either, but New London with spectators might be a little bit tough.
They just have to figure out how they want to lay it out.
Yeah.
Do we know? We don't even know the round format. So
Ivy with spectators. Ivy's the feature course. So I would imagine it'll be 3 rounds Ivy, 2 New London. That's what I would imagine.
Right. So they'll finish at Ivy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they actually talked about what the finishing stretch is like at Ivy. So both courses will play around 11,500 feet from the MPOTs, and FPO will play 8,300 at New London. I believe that's just the AMTs out there. I think that's what they'll play, which I think is going to be an incredible FPO course.
Dude, that'll be, because like the short tees, to give reference, like from the long tees, I'm at my best, I'm shooting like 5 to 10 over. From the short tees, I can get under par. But it's a challenge. And the OB is still there from the short tee, exactly the same. So watching FPO attack that course, it is a course that will benefit the players that can throw far with accuracy, because there is, from the short tees, there are par 4s and 5s that you can really get easy birdies with, and maybe even eagles from the short tees. But it's a big keep the disc in bounds course. So I think it'll play really nice. I can't wait to see people attack that course. It's going to be fascinating.
I'm very
excited.
interested
to see if they change anything.
Scoring separation at New London is going to be electric.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it was a course meant for tour. Like I think once Worlds comes here, it's going to be hard for the Pro Tour to deny a tour stop, because I think that once the pros play it, it's just built for it. When you play it, I've played a lot of tour courses, and then New London, every time I play it, I'm like, it's demanding and extremely fair. And it's, I think, exactly what the tour needs, to where like if you throw a good shot, you're rewarded. It's very obvious where you want to avoid. Even though some of the holes are blind because it's longer, you know exactly what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
I'm very excited that course is going to be featured in a World Championship. And then Ivy Hill, I just want to read a little bit. So Ivy Hill course will finish with a remarkable stretch of 4 holes, 3 par 5s in the last 4, to offer plenty of scoring separation, including the 1,200-foot par 5 uphill finishing hole. Hole 17 is an island green tucked in between 2 willow trees over a small pond with OB long.
That's sick.
So the 4-hole stretch has a stadium-like finish and will provide a memorable championship moment and a wonderful spectator experience. So it sounds like they've kind of made a finishing stretch that is going to be very demanding. I haven't seen the Ivy course yet. I'm hoping I get to walk it here in the next few weeks. It's totally limitless
what they can do with that property.
I'm imagining this island green. I think I know where it is. I think when they're describing it, I think I can picture the hole.
Is that the hole that's downhill to the water that we were trying to carry it and we kept going in it?
Possibly. It depends on that's one possibility. Yeah. There's more water. I think from what I understand, this is on the back 9. I think that hole's on the front 9. Front. But yeah, so Island Green, hole 17, I always love the sound of that, because that just basically means it's not over no matter what. And then a 1,200-foot par 5 uphill. Only question I have is, like, how uphill are we talking? Because
sounds like you're not eagling it.
That would be the only downside. But if it's tough enough that birdie's great.
It sounds like a birdie might be the tough play, and then we'll see what they do with the OB.
Yeah, and I like the idea, stadium seating surrounding the final green.
Well, yeah, and a 1,200-foot hole in the last hole means that you will be able to line the fair. Like, there won't be like 6 rows back of people. They'll be able to line that whole fairway, both sides probably, and watch.
Yeah.
So, that's going to be awesome.
So they throw out the number. They're expecting the event to attract nearly 20,000 spectators throughout the course of the competition, meaning 5 days, averaging 4,000 people a day, essentially.
Fair, yeah.
Which I think is exactly what to expect. Because the good thing, too, about where we are at, Lynchburg, obviously Lynchburg's not a big city, right? We're bigger than Emporia, Kansas by a considerable margin.
Yeah,
so some people were already saying stuff like, oh, hotels are going to be a nightmare. No, we have Liberty here, and so many hotels survive on Liberty and Liberty graduation.
There's also a million Airbnbs.
There's Airbnbs all over the place, and I want to say there's over 20 hotels in Lynchburg. And Lynchburg, if you're in a hotel in Lynchburg, the farthest you are from Ivy or New London is like 25 minutes.
Yeah.
That's the farthest out you are if you're in a hotel in Lynchburg. So and Nate Heinold also said this in one of his posts, I have no concerns as a local, as long as they don't choose something that coincides with a Liberty graduation or a Liberty College for a Weekend event, which they shouldn't, because this should be during the summer, I would imagine. Then I have no concerns about
things are low key here during the summer. So it shouldn't be an issue at all. And like the other good thing is we're so close to bigger Virginia cities like your Roanoke's, your Charlottesville, your Richmonds. That'll attract people, and then also we're close to Raleigh, Charlotte area.
That's what I was going to say.
So we'll get the Charlotte crowd. You can day trip it.
Knoxville, big disc golf scene there, 3 hours away.
Yeah.
Charlotte, 3 hours away. Raleigh, 2 hours away.
We're just in
Richmond,
a good spot on the East Coast where people will drive from north, people will drive from south, and like it could be. I think it'll be a very highly attended event. It should be pretty huge.
And that's what. And plus, obviously, New London, Paul Macbeth feature design course. Ivy Hill, I believe Nate Heinold design is going to be the final, I believe Nate Heinold has like the final say on the design of that course, but I'm sure it'll have influence, some from Paul. I know Paul was one of the people that initially walked it with him.
Yeah.
Also some local guys I think have been out there some. But obviously
that's going to be so cool.
Nate knows how to put a course together and knows how to run a tournament. So I don't think I've ever been more excited for an event.
Yeah, it's gonna be very special. I mean, we're already thinking about all the stuff we'll be able to do surrounding the event. Obviously, we hope to.
Yeah, there were some people that had questions as to like how much involvement did we have getting Worlds here. Zero. I found out about it maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, and asked around like, hey, is this like actually a possibility? Like, what am I hearing here? And then I heard maybe a week ago, like, yeah, we just got it. And I was like, there's no shot. Like, there's no way that actually happened.
It's nuts.
But Foundation will be, I don't know to what extent will be involved. I know I personally will be involved as much as humanly possible. I've already had a few phone calls, but I don't know at what extent Foundation will be involved. We're definitely going to run some test events and stuff leading up to the tournament. So very, very exciting stuff. But yeah, a lot of people were asking us that. And like, I mean, if you want to say Foundation had any involvement, the only chance of involvement we had was we shoot videos at New London.
Yeah.
So basically none, but I mean, I'm stoked. I'm so excited.
It's going to be awesome. We're actually running a tournament the same weekend that we're trying to get everybody to play. No,
we're running a tournament to go alongside Worlds. You tee in the afternoon, we'll tee you in the morning. But this obviously, when I honestly, I haven't even looked too much at what the other majors locations were announced because
I know.
I saw
I totally
and I was like,
didn't even look at the rest of the article. We need to.
I know Appling is still home to Champions Cup, and I believe Texas. I'll pull it up here. I believe Texas is going to be home to USW DGC. But I'll pull it up right here.
We got to do like a flex start like before Worlds for people to come in town and play like a flex start.
Foundation flex start. So AM Worlds has been announced that it'll be in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I also think it's interesting they put how many bids these tournaments received. So like AM Worlds received 2 bids. Pro Worlds received 3 bids. So it's very interesting, like not a lot of competition honestly going on with these Worlds. So Grand Rapids, Michigan, this year AM Worlds going to be in Peoria, Illinois. So funny enough, Nate Heinold, he has his hands full, man. He's running AM Worlds this year and Pro Worlds next year. Ledgestone and
is practically AM Worlds V2.
Yeah.
There's so many AMs there.
The Masters Disc Golf World Championship will be in Emporia. It's in Flagstaff, Arizona this year. And then it'll be in Emporia, Kansas in 2024.
Those Masters, man, got to go play out in that wind. Whew.
Junior Disc Golf World Championship in 2024 will be in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Interesting.
2023, Peoria, Illinois. Actually, 2022 and 2023 were back-to-back Peoria, Illinois. Then it's moving to Tulsa, Oklahoma for 2024.
Peoria is disc golf capital of the world.
USW DGC will return to Texas in 2024. It's in Burlington, North Carolina this year, this upcoming year, about hour and a half south of us, actually.
Wait, are they playing USW DGC at North Cove?
Burlington, North Carolina. They're playing it at Rock Creek, I believe. It's on the backside of Cedar Rock. They played it for U.S. Masters, probably like 2014, 2015 range. It was like a temp course put in.
Good?
Rock Creek? Yeah, it's a very fun course.
Okay.
I played it. They still had it in for the Sneaky Pete Classic one year. They let us play it. Very fun course, but it's being permanently put in for
sick.
USW DGC.
That's
Because
cool.
I want to say it's like equestrian trails on that side of the property, something along those lines.
That'd be cool.
Very cool property down there. U.S. Masters Championship will be at Buckhorn in North Carolina.
Okay.
No way. That's pretty sick. And also Diablo, so Raleigh.
Ooh. That's an interesting one. The Diablo has not gotten really any pro attention.
Yeah, they received 5 bids. That's also interesting. U.S. Masters received 5 bids, one of the most bids.
It'd be sick if we had Junior Worlds up
USW DGC also received 5 bids.
You know, Junior Worlds would be fun to have in town.
Champions Cup, Appling, Georgia, again. I'm hoping that's just where it stays. I'm hoping that doesn't move. But yes, there it is.
WR in the schedule.
That's where all the majors will be. The other storyline alongside Worlds that I saw was a lot of people were upset that it wasn't going to Europe. Disc golf currently, the current landscape of disc golf, World Championship can't be outside of the U.S. yet. I think give it a few years. But the problem is, like, you have the European Open, right? And the European Open shows you what the field strength would be if there was a Worlds in Europe, essentially. You might get a little bit stronger field.
But not a ton.
But the problem is, if you take an average Disc Golf Pro Tour event and then you compare it to the European Open, the majority of the time, the Pro Tour event has a stronger field. Because as of right now, in this current moment in our sport, the strongest players are U.S. players.
Yeah.
That is not to say that 5 years from now that's flipped. There's a lot of young talent in Europe.
So many guys that just can't afford to get over there.
So as more money comes into the sport and as the European sport develops, 100%. Worlds will one day not be in the U.S.
Yeah. Well,
and I'm sure there's bids coming in. I'm pretty sure I heard online. I'm pretty sure someone had said that UC was trying to put a bid in for Finland. I don't know if that was this year, if maybe that's 2025.
I think Worlds should definitely exist in Europe at some point. I think it's a little too soon, but we'll see what happens this year because I believe they made Sula.
Sula's a full pro tour.
They made Sula a full pro tour this year, so we'll see if more people go now that it's 2 weeks of full pro tour versus the Silver Series and then the major.
And Konopiste a Euro tour coming back, and I just saw the announcement that Paul Macbeth's playing Konopiste this year.
That's sick.
He's playing the Euro tour event.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's fun to see like a transition on tours there to go to.
Yeah, I don't know if other players will follow him at all. Like,
that'd be great for the Euro Tour. I'd like to see like the Euro Tour be able to have a few events each year that are big enough and at courses like Konopiste that people love. That like they can get some crossover players because like that's huge for the popularity of those tours.
Yeah,
that'd be sweet.
So very interesting because Konopiste was a major back in 2018, Eagles' first major win. Very, very cool tournament, very cool course over there. So with Paul going, that'll bring some notoriety, obviously. I believe there's coverage anyways of it, but now it'll be a little bit another reason to watch that coverage. European Open happening again. 2023 is going to be very exciting, and then 2024, obviously, Worlds coming to Lynchburg. I mean, it was something like, you always dreamed about it. Like I would always talk with Bedford Parks and Rec about like trying to get a pro tour out to New London. Closest we ever gotten was we were in conversations about like getting a Silver Series out here. But it just like one or two pieces always needed to fall into place, and those pieces just never quite lined up. They never quite were able to fall into place.
Yeah.
And so it was just like, it wasn't a lost cause. It was still like a goal, but it was just like if it happens, it happens type goal. Right. And we just bypassed Silver Series, Pro Tours, everything, and we went straight to a major, World Championship.
True.
The major. Even. Yeah, I'm beyond excited. I cannot wait. And hopefully, if you live anywhere in the area or you're just interested in stopping, looking for a trip in 2024, come to Worlds. Check out the Foundation store while you're here.
Heck yeah.
We'll definitely do some like bogey row battles and stuff like that leading up to it because obviously we'll have a lot of people in town, a lot of content opportunities. So
yeah,
very, very, very excited stuff. But